Welcome to the Geeks Attic. This is a book review of Star Wars: The High Republic: The Rising Storm. Star Wars: The High Republic: The Rising Storm was written by Cavan Scott. Now, Cavan Scott has written several Star Wars stories, such as the audio drama Dooku, Jedi Lost. He wrote some junior novels, and he also wrote many Star Wars comics. Here at the Geeks Attic, I keep my reviews honest. Just because I may receive advanced reader copies most of the time, doesn't mean that I'm going to just roll over and say that everything is perfect, you need to go get this, it's brilliant, it's golden. No, I keep everything honest. My opinions are my own. Yours may line up with mine. They may differ. That's what makes us all unique, right? And speaking of, receiving advanced review copies, Del Rey, thank you for sending out this copy for me to review and give my honest opinion. Now for a brief summary before we get into character discussion and my overall thoughts. Now, Marchion Ro, the Eye of the Storm, demands that the Raiders stay hidden in the shadows to ease tensions in the galaxy before making their next move. Since the events of the first High Republic novel, Light of the Jedi and the Republic has been on high alert and on the lookout for the Vile Group. Now, even though the galaxy is still recovering from the damage that the Nihil have caused, the Chancellor has prepared a Republic fair on the world of Valo to celebrate the Republic and all the cultures within. Tension stirs within the Nihil. The Raiders grow anxious, ready to get back to work. They want to emerge from the shadows to pillage and kill. Now, Marchion Ro, the Eye of the Nihil, eases these tensions by ordering the Nihil to crash the Republic fair. Now, this is their time to strike, to spread a storm over Valo, to bring destruction and death. Before we get into my overall thoughts, let's talk a little bit about some characters. Now, the High Republic is full of brand new characters. Of course, we've got a few names that are familiar, like Yoda, Yarel Poof, but mostly all new characters. They have mostly impressed me. There are some characters that are a little bit annoying, some that are a little bit out there and weird. But for this book, I'm going to pick two characters to talk about. The first one being Bel Zettifar. Now, he is the former Padawan of Loden Greatstorm, and he's struggling to accept the loss of his master. Now, Loden had told Bel that he was ready for the Jedi trials, to rise up from Padawan to Knight. Now, however, Bel feels that he isn't ready. He remained a Padawan, and now he's training under Master Indira. Master Indira also believes that Bel is ready to face the trials and be knighted to knighthood. But Bel, he just feels so empty inside, a little piece of him is missing. He also has to learn to overcome his fears and reconnect to the Force and learn to trust it once again. The other character that I really wanted to mention here is the Sulstan Republic Senator Tia Toon. Now, he is quite an annoyance to Chancellor So. He is dead set on the creation of this Republic Defense Force program, and any time he has the opportunity to speak his mind to the Chancellor and challenge her decisions or actions, he does. While the Chancellor and some of the Jedi find his tactics to be a little bit annoying and a little bit rude, he certainly does have a lot of valid points. Now, while billions have died throughout the galaxy and planets work to rebuild their cities, Toon is furious that the Chancellor would rather fund a giant party with the Republic Fair than establish a defense force program that could potentially prevent the galaxy from suffering at the hand of the Nihil once again. So for my overall thoughts, Cavan Scott did a fantastic job. Knocked me off my feet with this book. The Rising Storm, definitely a sequel to Light of the Jedi and all the other tie-in materials to the High Republic, such as the adult novels, the junior readers, comic books. I highly recommend that you read the other material first from Wave 1 before you get into Wave 2, and when you get into Wave 2, start with The Rising Storm. I really did not want to put this book down when I was reading it. Each chapter ends in either high tension, there's some sort of mystery, or some really cool revelation is brought up. Now, The Rising Storm, definitely a page-turner, and it also has one of the greatest openers to a Star Wars story that we've had in a very long time. No joke. Might be the best Star Wars book opener that I've ever read. For some reason that I don't understand, Star Wars politics is a touchy subject for some. I mean, that's the whole story of Star Wars is always political. But really, what part of Star Wars do folks not complain about? The politics in this book are handled wonderfully. I love how it's a recurring theme throughout the book. The Republic is under the leadership of Chancellor So. Some like that, some don't. The Republic Senate stuff was just as tense as a lot of the other action and drama taking place throughout the story. I actually preferred more of those political things over the action in the book. Scott handles each character very well. all these characters are pretty much new. I mean, we've been reading about them in, 3 books so far and a couple comics, but it feels like we've been reading about them for a very long period of time, and to me, that's good character development. It feels like I know what these characters' traits are, how they're going to react in certain situations. Now, the dialogue, also fantastic, as well as a lot of the relationships between characters, mostly. There are a few characters that I thought, were a little bit awkward. The relationships didn't feel really natural, just some weird stuff going on there. But the banter going on between Elzar Mann and Stellan Gios is absolutely fantastic. Clearly, I like the book. I've said so already, but there are some negatives, like I mentioned a little bit with the characters. Some of the stuff just felt weird and unnatural. Some of that gender diversity stuff or sexual preference diversity thing, it feels weird. It doesn't feel natural to me. Even with the straight sexual stuff, is weird also showing up in these Star Wars books. Yeah, Anakin and Padme, Han and Leia, whatever. But in the books, like every single book, we have to have some sort of weird relationship going on. Come on. The other thing that actually really drove me crazy is there's a lot of teases in the book. I'm not going to give you any spoilers here, but there are some teases made and there was no follow-through at all. Maybe there was a fear of commitment at actually following through on some of the stuff that was teased. Maybe that was just some expectations of mine that weren't met, which clearly I guess they are, because the tease was just that, a tease, no payoff for me. Other than those issues, the plot overall was fantastic. It was extremely dark. The book is loaded with death and destruction. Scott explores new areas of the Force and how the Jedi can manipulate it to the greater good or possibly abuse it. The Nihil, they are disgusting, genocidal maniacs. Yet Scott creates this unique power struggle within the group that somehow leaves you rooting for one of the villains in this strange, twisted way. Overall, I really did enjoy The Rising Storm by Cavan Scott. The plot driven forward by a lot of really great characters. For the rating, I will give this book an A. And that'll do it for this Star Wars book review. Check me out at thegeeksaddict.com and find me across all social media at thegeeksaddict. Have a good one.